What's up, you guys? It's 6 months later. Well, not 6 months in the last part of the video, but 6 months into my lease. I'm actually editing the video right now. This is the last part of the video y'all just watched. There it really isn't so much that I've done to the apartment. I know some of you guys are like, what? There was so much to do. Yeah, I went into a full on depression, dealing with the office, dealing with the apartment. I have not been paying my full rent on purpose. I've been paying as much as I've been required to because I told them, I said, y'all got me messed up from the toe up. If y'all think I'm paying for an apartment that ain't even fully ready, if y'all think I'm paying full price for like a dang near half of the apartment, all the things wrong with the apartment, y'all think I'm paying full price? So yeah, they put me on contract for a different price. So I've been paying like almost $200 less than what I've been paying before. So like 150, probably like closer to 150, 175, less a month every. So that's how much I'm paying. So I'm hoping, because they got new office people, so they don't know why I started paying less. So I'm hoping, because 90% of the problems, I wrote a whole list. You know the checklist they gave you? I wrote down problems on that checklist, and I wrote a whole list on the back. So there was at least 13, I think it said, between 13 and up problems that I said was with the apartment. And out of those 13, only 2 things were solved. Maybe 3, because I do notice that my door is easier to unlock, because I said I was having a problem with the door. Like it would lock definitely on the inside, but like trying to unlock on the outside was just such a struggle. Like I had to be there for 5 minutes just to get in my house every day. I was like, this is annoying. So that besides that, because either I got better at it or they fixed it, but they didn't tell me they fixed it. So besides that, my washer and dryer, y'all seen how I was like, pray for me, hopefully it works. It didn't work, bro. It didn't work for another good month or 2, bro. I had the dude come. It took 2 weeks for someone to come in, like try to fix it. Noticed that there was still a problem. Noticed there was a problem, so he still couldn't fix it. Came back. It took another 2 to 3 weeks to come back again and fix it again. And I'm pretty sure he still couldn't fix it. Or maybe that is when he fixed it. I don't know, but I know that washer and dryer, it was like once or twice that I was like, bruh, this shit is still not working. So it was good, close to 2 months. So that I was a month before I even got my washer and dryer. It was another 2 months before I was even able to use a washer and dryer. The whole point I even was okay with moving into this apartment building that is already old is because of the washer and dryer. That's my main thing. I told my sister when we were looking for apartments, and they were having a hard time finding with my price range, is having a washer dryer in the unit and have a 1-bedroom apartment. Yeah, because those are the 2 things that I was really wanting, was not a studio, a 1-bedroom apartment. No offenses to studios, because there's plenty of studios that I've seen that are nicer than mine. So no offense to anybody with a studio. I just wanted a 1-bedroom apartment so I can chill people in the living room and then have my own bedroom. But I don't even know if that's really necessary now, because I haven't invited nobody. I haven't been chilling with nobody. I had like 1 or 2 guy friends come over. My family has seen the apartment, but I haven't really been like, it hasn't been the chill spot. Even though I never wanted my apartment to be the chill spot. But well, a little bit, but not really. So it hasn't really been, I haven't really invited people over because it's still crazy. All them boxes are still there. I haven't got no furniture. This is a realistic 9 to 5, and I'm not even just saying 9 to 5, like a regular, like I'm dang near minimum wage 9 to 5. 27-year-old moving out. This is a realistic life. I really wasn't even going to post this video because I was so stressed out. But like part of the reason why I'm posting this is for other people who are like similar to my age, or even if you're just not exactly my age, but you're starting to feel like you're left behind. Because you see all these people who are barely 18, barely 19, like less than 20 years old in luxury ass apartments, luxury cars, and it makes you so depressed. This is for you. Because that ain't no shade towards them, baby girl. Live your life. If you hit the ground running as soon as you turn 18, you had everything in life, girl, good for you. But this is It's for the people. I posted this for the people like me, because when I was looking for apartments and before I wanted apartments, when I just needed like some motivation to like get up and do what I needed to do to get an apartment, um, watching videos of other people my age helped me, because the 18-year-old videos did not help me, because you can't even really relate to them because they're 18. Like, girl, I'm 28, y'all. I'm 28. I'm posting this saying moving out at 27 because I moved out at 27, but I'm 28 now. But yeah, watching 18-year-olds live their best life doesn't really help my 28-year-old self. Even though you could look at it and be like, oh yeah, they can do it, I can do it, but no, it doesn't really help that much. So this is for the video for the people who are a little bit older. So that's what I want to start. I just want to start to give you guys sort of an update. I wrote down a few key points so I didn't forget, so I'm gonna look over that. So when I first moved out, there's something that I said in the video. I was like, oh, I don't even want to be here. I definitely got over that phase. Like, I got over that phase within like 2 months. I was like, now they have a hard time dragging me out of my apartment. You know, my mom's like, you want to go for a walk? I'm like, okay. Since I have now my internet set up and I got a new internet system, I don't know how much I want to explain about what I changed in the apartment, because I kind of want to show you guys my updated apartment. So I don't expect that much difference, because again, no, I went through a full depression, so I really didn't do nothing. Y'all seen I just showed you guys my my cabinets and my bowls and my cups. I got more cups, by the way, but my cabinets and my bowls and all that. I have had to take everything out of my cabinets, not once, not twice, not even 3 times, not even 4. They sprayed my apartment. I realized that the dude next to me is living nasty, because I had a friend over or whatever, and then one time we were walking in the hallway and then he had his door open and they were like taking stuff out, and his apartment is disgusting. I'm like, this is why they keep having to spray my apartment, because they have to keep spraying his apartment. And like the apartments around him, like, because it's not just me and him that they're spraying in our floor, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, no wonder why they have to keep spraying this damn apartment, because this dude is nasty. He's probably keep giving people shit. Every single time I took my stuff out of the cabinet and put it back, I lost interest. Anytime they tell me how to do it again, I lost, literally every time I would get too comfortable thinking, okay, let's move on to the next step after I finish my kitchen. They had to spray again, and I had to take everything out of all my cabinets, the bottom, the top, everything. Couldn't leave anything on the refrigerator, anything, because they had to spray the whole kitchen, right? So 5 times, y'all, I did that. After the 5th time, I stopped putting shit back in the cabinets. I was so stressed. I'm like, I can't even move on. I can't even focus on anything else in my apartment, because like, you having to do this shit every weekend. It's like, I don't have time to do this. I gotta go to work the next day. Some days they weren't even giving me like enough, no much notice. It was literally like, tomorrow they're coming to come spray. Bro, I was stressed, bro. It's been a few months now, so I'm gonna pray. I literally have not put shit back in the cabinets, so it's still a mess in my apartment. I've been putting the bowls and the cups and stuff like, because that's easier to use. I had to like be able to grab that, and I'm definitely not leaving that like in a box on the floor or something. But as far as like my canned foods, like, I was looking at this video and I was like, dang, y'all see, I was like, I don't even have all my seasonings, so these are pretty much empty. And the other drawer that had the cornmeal and all that, I was like, these are pretty much empty, and they were. But that time is the most I had in that cabinet since. Because I told you, after they kept taking it out, I haven't put it back. So I put back my bowls, I put back my Tupperware, I put back my like toaster, that drawer that has my toaster, and it has my blender now. It didn't have a blender then. I didn't have a, but yeah. So I put back everything else, but those 2 cabinets that have my seasonings and the cornmeal, this has like nothing in there right now, and it's been having nothing in there for a good minute, because every time I had to keep putting it back, I put it back, and now I just stopped putting it back. So finally, it's been a few months now. I think they're not gonna test me again, so we're gonna see. I'm gonna put it back. If I put it back and they have me spray again, I'm just gonna be living, because right now I'm just living with my seasonings. It's not good. I'm not encouraging nobody to do this, I'm just leaving with most of my food are still in a Tupperware or in a box or in a, not Tupperware, in a bin or in a box. And I just grab it and I use it because I got tired of putting it back. I just left it in there. Now I'm just like, I use it and I put it back in the bin. Like, so, but I need to stop doing that because now it's been a while since they sprayed. So I think I'm finally starting to relax again. So I think me approaching my, excuse the lighting change. That's why I had it over there because the lighting here is terrible. But besides the change of light, besides the change of light, besides that, I've really realized that I had to be grateful for what I have. Like, you seen that whole 10 minutes I was talking and depressed and everything else. I think now that I'm in my second half of my apartment, second half of my lease, well, now that I'm in my second half of my lease of my first lease of my apartment, I feel more like settled. Like now I can finally, because I was really annoyed with the stains and everything, especially the stains. That's the main thing that was annoying me above everything else. I was like, I can get a fan for the cooler not working. I can get a heater if the heat don't work. I could get it there. My mom was across the street. You know what I'm saying? I gotta wash my clothes. There's still something around something. But the stains I can't do nothing about, bro. I'm just stuck with those. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm like, you know what? I watched this video with this guy too. I watched it before. Like, I already had my mindset change, but then I just like recently, like a few days ago, I watched this dude and he was saying, be grateful for what you have, because there's always somebody that wishes that they could be in your spot. You know what I'm saying? He was using like a mobile version. Like, he's like, there's someone in a Lamborghini who wishes for something. I forgot. But then there's someone in a Honda behind a Lamborghini. No, there's someone in a like a regular, like not a regular car, but like a good car, like that's not Lamborghini standards, but it's like a nice car, that's looking at that Lamborghini like, dang, I wish I could afford a Lamborghini. And then there's somebody that was looking at that nice regular car. There's someone in a Honda looking at that nicer regular car, like, you know, more of a luxury car. Like, dang, I wish I could get that luxury car. And there's someone that's in a broken down, barely working car, wishing that they could have been in that Honda. You know what I'm saying? And then there's somebody in the bus stop wishing that they could have been in that broken down car rather than the bus stop. And then there's a homeless man. Y'all get the point. But it's the same thing that works for apartments. Because my floor plan is flawless. Besides, the only thing I do not like about my floor plan is my closet. Because for all that extra space in that random area, for all that extra space in that laundry area, y'all could have gave me a bigger closet, or y'all could have gave me some more drawers in that bathroom. Stretch that bathroom out and gave me some more drawers. Y'all could have did either one or the other. Like, what do I need a big laundry room for? You know what I'm saying? But now I'm starting to think maybe it's a blessing in disguise, because like that's basically a whole other bedroom. It's big enough to be a whole bedroom, like for real. So, minus the closet. Like, if you just took my closet out of my room and then maybe like like, you know, went across like a ruler went, like that would be my room. It'd be the same size as my bedroom. So it's basically a whole bedroom in there. So I'm like, imagine if I had like a whole kid. So look, I'm not even sexually active right now. But imagine if I had a whole kid, then I would actually have like a space for a whole kid. You know what I'm saying? I would keep my kid in my room, because I wouldn't have my kid by the bedroom while he's young like that. And he definitely ain't gonna be there until he get grown. He or she, but I would have room for like a dresser, room for like, you know what I'm saying? So like that, like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta count your blessings, because even though I'm living in a staying 1-bedroom apartment, it's a 1-bedroom apartment. I prayed that I didn't get a studio, that I was able to get a 1-bedroom apartment. You guys don't even understand how much I prayed for that. How much I prayed for that. I don't care about a dishwasher, but that dishwasher would be cool. I've always been washing my hands. I literally just started using my dishwasher like last month. And that's the first time I've been using a dishwasher in my entire 28 years of life. So, needless to say, I'm not worried about the dishwasher, but it's good that I have one work. Now that I'm using it, I'm like, oh, this is actually coming in clutch. Wait a minute. Now I see why people have been needing dishwashers and why this has been an upgrade. And then I learned, since I was watching like somebody else's video, like before I even moved into my apartment, that dishwashers are made. I think maybe it was a joke that I heard, but dishwashers is made to help women, or to help like clean up, like help. It was made originally to help wives with their chores. I think that's something like that. So it's actually been helping with my chores recently, except for when like I need to put the dishes back, because how do people get their dishwashers to be all the way dry? Why is it always dripping? Then I had to dry it with like a towel or something. Then I'm doing extra work. It should just be dry. So usually I just leave them in there for some more hours. Or either I dry it with the hand towel, or I just leave them in there for like some hours, and then it will be dry, and then I can just take them out and put them away. I just need to be grateful for what I have, because the Lord giveth and the Lord took it away. If you guys knew how stressed I was before getting this apartment, and praying and crying about how much I wanted my apartment and like time to myself, and you know what I'm saying? I want to know. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could go back and smack myself from a few months ago and be like, girl, you can do this. We got this. You finally got your spot, bitch. I really hope nobody's at my job. All right, let me try to hurry up. So either ways, so like I said, my floor plan is flawless. I like, my living room is a decent size. I still have enough size. My apartment's enough size for me to put everything that I want in my apartment, i.e. the couch, TV, desk, a vanity, my bookshelves, my TV stand, coffee stand, like everything that I wanted in my apartment can fit in my apartment. And I have a washer and dryer. My washer and dryer has finally been working since it actually started working. It's been working ever since. It's been working for months now, so we're good. But it didn't work for months. I didn't have a washer and dryer for like a good 2-3 months, but now I've been having it for a good 2-3 months. So we're doing good right now. Like I said, just blessings on blessings, because there's somebody out there that wishes they would have had. There's somebody that's in a studio wishing they would have had at least a stay 1-bedroom apartment, like a small little cramped little studio, wishing they would have had my apartment. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody who's homeless, who's in a shelter, wishing that they would have been in a studio. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have my apartment. You know what I'm saying? There's someone homeless. I wish that they can't even get in a shelter. There's someone out there who don't even know how they're going to be paying rent this month. And I'm fortunate enough that I have a job. I literally just got a raise from my job, actually. So I really don't think they want me going anywhere. So I'm busting up that I have a job that I feel comfortable with, that I will be at the end of the year. I will still have a job, which means I already have my money in my account to pay February's rent, and we're in the end of January. You know what I'm saying? There's people who don't have that guarantee. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to pay I got this month, but I don't know how I'm going to pay next month's rent. I don't know where I'm going to be working, or my money, or I got this month's rent, but I don't have a job. I'm looking for a job. I have a stable job. I'm working full time. I make enough to work towards my goals. You know what I'm saying? I had to get out of the funk. So it's just been 6 months of me being like in a funk. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't put that much energy and effort to that apartment. I already explained to you why I haven't been putting too much in the cabinets. I put everything besides the seasonings and food away, which is why what I really need to put away. It's just because, they're spraying. So I don't want to leave food out, you know what I'm saying? Because the reason, if you're spraying in the kitchen, you should know what they are trying to look for. So I'm afraid of putting food out and like a roach or something, trying to build. I'm so afraid. But so yeah. But now that it's been months, I'm more comfortable now. So hold up. Ooh, I got like 5-10 minutes. I got like 10 minutes before I gotta leave. So let's keep going. But yeah, so now I finally feel like I'm in the mood to actually make it my apartment, because I haven't done anything to Safari it up, to Smiley it up. You know what I'm saying? I've just been surviving. I'm like you seen towards the end of the video, I said I can sleep, I can eat, and I'm good. You know, I got my shower so I can shower. Got hot water in the shower, which is another blessing. Got cold water for when I get thirsty, which is another blessing. Even though I don't drink water at the same. But anyways, I got shower. I got a washer and dryer. I got a bed to sleep on. I'm borrowing my friend's couch right now. My brother is gonna give me his other 2 couches, but I still have so much stuff to put away because I haven't done like dang near nothing in the last 4 months. So he's waiting until I put some stuff away. I should be done in the next 2 weeks because I had to reset my mind. So I'm like, okay, girl, be grateful for what you have, because God could take it away. You know what I'm saying? It could be next week suddenly my boss want to put me down and sit down. Hey, Safari, we're not gonna need you anymore. I could get fired next week for being ungrateful to God. You know what I'm saying? And who knows what's gonna happen to my apartment after that? I could be right back at my mom's house. And y'all, if you only knew how much stuff I dealt with not living on my own. Not just, I love my mama to death. Do not want to live with her ever again. That is not a diss to my mom. I need to be I need to be by myself. Of course, living with your parents is always gonna be some BS. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not really a diss to my mom. I think my mom is just a mom. You know what I'm saying? She didn't do anything crazy. But mentally, I have to live by myself. I cannot live with another human being. There's no way I'm getting roommates. That's another blessing. I did not have to move out and get roommates. I was this close to moving in, removing roommates. I was like, I don't think this apartment's gonna happen for me. Studios, I need to work it. I can't even do it. The God did. When I didn't know how it was gonna happen, God made it happen. All right. So it's just time for me to be more blessed. So I'm just gonna put more energy. I just paid off like that big. If you've seen in my stories, I said like most of that like front part is new. So that big order, I just ordered in one order, and I was paying it off. I put it for a year. That was like in April when I got it. When I got that big order, I added some more stuff since then, but the big order I'm talking about, I ordered in April. And then so the April that's coming up in 2026 is when it's supposed to be paid off, because I was paying it off for a year. But I paid it off early, so now I can finally start buying. I don't like to have so much bills. I'm paying off this. Girl, I like to have a little bit of space, a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of mental room. It stresses me less. I don't have too much anxiety to be stressed about some bills. So I finally paid that off, so now I can finally start to put other stuff in my apartment that I need to pay off. But I'm not gonna pay it off for like a year. I should have just I just was trying to make my life easier, thinking, oh, I'm moving out, I'm gonna be having all these bills, money's gonna be tight. Honestly, money is tight, but I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling with the money tight. Like I should have just bust down and made it like a tighter fit, like signed myself for a contract. I say that, but it wasn't a signature, it wasn't a contract, but put myself for like 6 months or something like that, so that way I would just have to pay more a month, you know what I'm saying? And just like struggle, because honestly I would have made it, but I didn't know exactly how much of a struggle it was gonna be, because I bought it and I put myself for a year before I even moved out. So now I can finally get my dresser. So like I said, there isn't so much that happened. I'm gonna show you guys like an updated like what my house looks like, but don't expect that much different. It's because some things I gave you guys a tour of, or like an updated tour, but some things like you just kind of seen in the background that I'm telling from this video. I'm like, I didn't really like go around. Some things I showed y'all, like the drawers when I put stuff in it, but the laundry room, my bedroom, I didn't really show y'all what I did. And I'm getting my dresser within either my next check, within my next 3 checks. I'm for sure getting it. Probably my next check. It's just because I had some other stuff that I had to do, so I had to make sure I get my cat her shots and stuff like that. Ooh, 5 o'clock. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, I might have to finish this video at home. I gotta make sure I make my buzz. All right, y'all. I'm home now. I have a few more things I wanted to touch on. Let me see, because I wrote a few things. I wrote like at least 6 things, 6, 7, between 6 and 8 things I want to add to the video part. Ah, stop! That I wanted to add. Oh, she was biting my cat was biting my foot. Okay, but anyways, so that I wanted, girl, think about your choices. One of the things I really want to touch on is that I should have included in the intro, but I never ended up making an intro, is why I'm moving, why I was moving out, why it took me to 27 to move out. 27 is if y'all don't know, 7 is my lucky number, of course. That's pretty normal for people, but 7 is really my lucky number. 21s are really lucky for me. For me, it's kind of expensive what's going on. I'm going to try to just fast forward from the time I turned 18 to 27. So between 18 and 19, I was in college. I was going to be getting a place with my homegirl. We was just going to go half on a place. We was going to be roommates. We've been planning that since before we returned 18. So that's where we were at. That was the goal. And then, but I've been struggling my whole life. I was going to say my mom was struggling, but she's still struggling. Like, we've been struggling our whole life. You know what I'm saying? We're not rich. So my sister is stationed in the military. During this time, she was stationed in Hawaii. She's like, hey, y'all are struggling really bad. Why don't you just move down here? I'll pay the rent. You send money back home to mom. So that was the plan. So I ended up moving to Hawaii. When I moved to Hawaii, my scholarship dropped me. So I couldn't go to college anymore. I didn't know it was going to do that. I thought it was going to be perfectly fine. I already got accepted to college down there and everything. And I couldn't go. And then they changed the program, the whole program, when I went down there again. So I couldn't just jump back into it when I came back to Colorado. But anyways, because I was only down there for like a year or whatever. But anyways, so, but yeah, between 18, 19, I was between 18 and 20, I was in college. Around 20, I was in college thinking I was going to go. Between 18 and 19, I was definitely in college. Around 20 something is when when I was like 20 and like some months. During that, is when we started talking about the idea of me moving to Hawaii. I was like, I don't really want to move to Hawaii. Like, I really wanted to visit, of course, but I was like, I don't really want to move. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was having my program going on with my scholarship. I was already in school. I was working. You know, I was doing what I had to do. Me and my friend was already playing in an apartment. I was like, all right, let me just go there, send money back home, blah, 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 blah. So I moved. This one thing that I told my cousin not to do is, like, don't ever, I put my life on hold so many times to help out other people. And now I'm barely getting my apartment, and I'm in my first year in my apartment, and I'm 28. I moved out when I was 27, but that was right before I turned 28. So that's what I told my little cousins to not do. I was like, might be sweet, your parents are gonna look at you crazy, your family's gonna look at you crazy, but if you watching this and you actually younger, don't put people above yourself when it comes to moving out and like your life. Don't put your life on hold for nobody. Because if I would have not like started making decisions for my family instead of me, I would have probably graduated college. I would have probably, you know what I'm saying? And if I tell my family that, they don't see themselves as a problem of why I didn't graduate college at all. Not graduate, but like they don't see themselves as a problem of why I couldn't go to college back then. But I'm like, literally, if I was in college, in school, I have my own car, about to get a place with my friend, and y'all don't see how y'all kind of messed up my life. But You know what I'm saying? Back then. Um. So yeah. So around 20s when that became talk. I moved to Hawaii before I turned 21. I spent my 21st birthday there. I turned 22. I was back in Colorado. Now, when I came back to Colorado, before I even came back to Colorado, I had my job lined up, damn near signed, sealed, delivered, playing. I think Colorado, when I came back to Colorado, the minimum wage was only like $11. No, I think it was 14. I think the minimum wage now is like 17. I don't know, but I know like, I was getting paid way above. The job I had lined up. I was getting paid way above minimum wage. Like it was good money. It was only it's 20. It was I remember it being $24 an hour, but I can't remember what minimum wage it was back then. Because most of the jobs that I ended up getting when I came back were like $18 was a good job. You know what I'm saying? So I think the first job I got when I got back was I was only getting paid like $14 an hour. So going from a job where I was gonna get paid 24 to 14, so that was my first hit. That was when I started the depression. Okay, when I came back to Colorado and I couldn't get that job anymore because I couldn't drive to the meetings because I didn't have a car. I just came back to Colorado, so I didn't know that was part of the job description. So I stopped looking for jobs. Like I thought I was set. You know, I went there. They loved me in person. I started going to orientation. No, I was about to like start going to orientation and whatever. During my first orientation class, they're like, "You cannot have the job and not have a car." I was like, okay. So after that job fell through, bruh, that would have been the perfect job for me. Y'all don't even know. But it's like after that job fell through, my life kind of went downhill. Not kind of, it went downhill from there. So because after I got a job, and I knew that job too was gonna pay me enough that I can pay for my classes in school and everything. Like was still getting FAFSA, but without my scholarship, because I wasn't trying to go to no expensive college. I was trying to go to a community college, man, community college. So with my FAFSA, like, cause I already know my scholarship, it paid for a little bit, but it didn't pay for like that much. So what I had to pay for when my scholarship was not too much. It's too much for me to do right now at this moment. But if I would have got that job, it wouldn't have been too much. Stop. So towards the end of the year, so that's when I started to go to depression. Because when I moved back to Colorado, I moved back to my grandpa. This is before I knew he was getting older, so I was gonna have to help him out more. And plus, my grandpa is very traditional, old school. So women are supposed to cook and clean. And as his wife just passed away, the year prior, I knew he was gonna need like a female role. Plus, he has custody of my little cousin, so they need that woman role in the house. So I already had a. So when I came back to Colorado, I automatically had to get into that position. And when I didn't have a job, and then my grandpa's already like struggling, and I could tell like his mind was all the way there. We used to like fight a lot. Like, my grandpa has dementia, if you don't know, but back then I didn't know he had dementia. So I used to always be like, "What are you talking about? That never happened. I never told you that. What? What? Like, what are you talking about?" We used to box a lot. They're not like really, but like we used to fight a lot. So, because I would be like, "You just lying, like you hate me, like what is happening? Why are you just making up all this stuff about me? You don't know me." It's like, I'm sorry. It's funny now, but it's not really funny. But I do love my grandpa. But anyways, so I was so beyond like stress. So beyond stress was my living situation. Dealing with my grandpa on top of trying to take care of my nephew, help him in as much ways as I can possibly help him. He's doing bad in school, so I'm trying to help him with his homework, trying to help cook dinner in the house, on top of me finding jobs and going out for interviews. And then when I got a job, it was still that same task that I had to do every day. Like, I don't have a child. I'm 20 years old. Like, you know? No, I'm 22 now. I was turning 22. Yeah. I was the process turns into. So that summer that I moved back to Colorado, that summer that I turned 22, everything, that's when I just went to a deep depression because I wasn't finding a job that was going to make me pay good money to get my apartment. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I just went into a deep depression. Not really trying to go. Basically, I was depressed since then. So from then until now, I've been literally since I came back to Colorado. It's literally been one thing after another, and that's part of the thing that I did not like take for advantage of in Hawaii. I knew I was in Hawaii, so I knew I'm like, oh, let me enjoy these last moments, these last views. Like I knew stuff like that. But I didn't. I took advantage of that peace for sure. I didn't realize how at peace I was until I came back to Colorado and back to the chaos. Even my family always tells me how much more of a peace I was out there. My skin was looking better. I was just more healthy minded out there. You know what I'm saying? People were like, why don't you move back? I was out there because my sister was stationed. You know what I'm saying? I can't just go live in Hawaii. Like, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, so when I started getting into deep depression, and then I started hanging out with old girl that I cut off before I left to Hawaii. I started hanging out with her again because we have a mutual friend, so we started hanging out again, and then we just started hanging out one on one. Well, we hung out with a mutual friend. It was like all three of us but that's how we ended up hanging out again, and then we started hanging out sometimes with just us two. Shouldn't have did that. Shouldn't have did that because if she was toxic before, just because I went through the healing process. I talked about this before in my How Not to Be Too Nice, or in my About Me, or 2019 to 2025 update video. Y'all gotta watch that video. Y'all want more details on what I'm doing, because I'm kind of going over it a little bit, but I'm not trying to create the whole video over again right now, so I'm just kind of speeding through this part. So I went through a deep depression. That's when I started smoking heavy. That's when I became a pothead for the first time. I don't want to say it was the last. I don't know if I ever stopped being a pothead. So, but anyways, that's when I started drinking heavy. I was drinking every day, smoking every day, barely eating. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for me to try. Yeah, but anyway, so I told myself, okay, this is just for like the summer. You know, I'm back to Colorado, and everybody's like, oh, Safari, you're back. Da, 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 take a shot. Da, da, da. So, I was like, it's okay. It's for the summer. I'm just getting around people I always used to be around. Everybody's happy to see me. Boo boo. We lit. We turning up. You know, back to Colorado. We lit. And then it ended up being October. I was like, how the hell am I still doing the same shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? My grandpa used to think I was out here being a whole prostitute because I used to come home late at night. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I just, like, you know what I'm saying? So it got to the point where sometimes it would always be an issue when I came home. You know what I'm saying? So I would be like, so I would just like to stay out at random people's house. We used to be kicking it with. We used to meet them that day, kick it with them. Sometimes I would have them take me home if it's like weird energy, or really I don't know them. Like my friend don't even know them. Like I'll be like, yeah, can y'all take me home? Like, but if it's people that are being cool and like, or people that I know my friend, I'm like, I trust you enough to be around them, right? So sometimes I wouldn't go home until I would say like, I was gonna say I would sleep there, but a lot of times I didn't even sleep. A lot of times I would just not even on no drugs. That's also the first summer that I actually did try ecstasy for the first time. I was up for like 48 hours. But besides that, I would just be up to the next day, like literally literally like be up until morning time, either go to sleep and then wake up again and then go get lunch and then drink again after that. Or I would be up until literally afternoon time and then finally get to the next afternoon and then finally get home and take a sleep and then wake up like it's normal. Wake up during the evening and then take a shower, whatever, eat, go out, drink, get fucked up again. That was just the routine. Especially when I wasn't working. That's all I did. Spend other people's money that were new, like finesse people online. My friend was doing that. Not friend. I don't even like to call her my friend. Just the girl is definitely not my friend no more. But I'm not even that kind of person that does that kind of stuff. But that's who I was around. So that's what we was doing back then. Literally, like every day we would meet up with someone new. He would spend his bag, spend his coin, get us some food, get us some weed, get us some drinks, whatever we needed, and then we would go home. That was the finesse part because he thought he was gonna get some more, but then we would go home. um, that literally was my life for like a good 2 years, bro. That was like my life when I came back to Colorado. Once I got a job, of course, I wasn't drinking and smoking I wasn't drinking every day. I've been a pothead since I became a pothead. Um, but I stopped drinking every day. I was like, damn. After I had that reality check with myself in that October, when I was like, oh, it's supposed to only be summer and it's October, what the hell am I doing? I stopped drinking every day. But I was still drinking a lot. Like I would never be drunk when I went to work, but I would leave work and immediately go into smoking and you go into eating and then drinking. Like I was still drinking all the time, but there would be like some days that I wouldn't. But that's because I was hanging around somebody who was drinking all the time too. But I can't blame that on her because there would be sometimes I'd be like, oh, what's Liz? You know what I'm saying? What's on today? Because we was going every day. So I was like, what are we doing today? I'm like, so yeah, slowly but surely my drinking calmed down, and then I cut off all the people I used to hang out with because they was just on bully ass gangs, fights all the time. Think about what you hang out if you hang out with the ghetto with drinking and smoking and all that. It was just thug life. We was just in the thug life that I got out of already. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the projects and I chose a different route. And somehow I came to Colorado, got back around the same female, and then ended up back in the same route that I stopped being in for years. So I ended up being about that, being around my ex who's in the same thug life. Oh my God. Yeah, so yeah, yeah. So there'll be sometimes like especially on the weekend I would do that more because on the week I still have to help my cousin with his homework and stuff like that. And so I moved away from my grandpa before I knew he had dementia. And then I moved back in. I'm trying to remember what happened. Because I moved with my grandpa 3 times. So the second time I moved with my grandpa is when we figured out he had dementia or whatever. But I had to move out because I was stressed to the T. I ended up getting in my car around the second time I moved in with my grandpa. And I was just stressed to the T, like so stressed out. And especially with me knowing dementia, I kept trying to tell him, like, sorry, no, I'm not trying to tell you that. Like, I understand what the problem is, you know what I'm saying? But it still wasn't that helpful because he's my grandpa. And my grandpa is never gonna, like, want to see himself as someone. Like, now he's doing better now that, like his time has passed and, he doesn't live in his house anymore. And so I think after we took his house away, he started to do better because he's like, once he started living with somebody else, he was like, this is you guys' house. We have to respect you guys' house. This is not my house. You know what I'm saying? So I think that kind of calmed down his I'm the man of this family kind of attitude. Everybody listen to me. I don't carry dementia. I don't have dementia. I know everything. Yeah, everything I'm saying is correct. Like, you know? So, um, so I moved out again, and then I'm from my grandpa's house. Girl, it's just been a lot of stress. So I'm gonna just fast forward it a little bit because it's already been a good minute I've been recording this part of the video. So basically, I moved a few. I lived with my grandpa majority of the time, but I did live um with my mom for. Well, let's say I moved with my grandpa 2/3 of the time. My mom was a third. And then I lived with my friend for like it was just some months just to give me a break from living with my mom because my mom would always bump heads with any of my family. Any of my family, I always say I love them. We don't need to see each other every day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when we start rubbing heads. We all get along when we don't see each other and speak to each other every single day. When we all up on each other's booty is when we start bumping heads. We all strong minded. My family, the way they raise us is for us to be independent people, not relying on nobody, not needing nobody. But that has backfired because now we don't even rely on each other. We don't need. We just like we don't need you. Like you know what I'm saying? So that has definitely backfired in my family, but that's the way we have been raised since before I was even born, you know. My aunts and uncles and moms, and I think my grandpa was even raised like that. So my family has been raised as a very independent people. Like we don't, you know what I'm saying? Especially because my family, like my grandpa, he moved to Colorado away from his family. You know what I'm saying? So he was definitely independent then, and he had to do his own thing. He built a house, the house that they lived in for a while from scratch, from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? So he's been very independent. He's been making sure installing independence. But that's even the same on my dad's side because like my grandpa is from my mom's side. That's even the same on my dad's side. My dad's side is very independent people. Like I think they're a little bit more family oriented. Like they're a little bit more close knit. Like I don't know. There's parts that in both my families are closer and there's parts that are further. But I would say my dad's side is more like they call on each other if they need help more. I don't call on nobody, but then my mom's side of the family. My mom's side of the family, we all are kind of like, you're talking to me. Why can't you do this? Like, but anyways, so yeah, so that was 20. I turned 2020 since I turned 21 in Hawaii and I didn't know nobody. I couldn't really have like a big turn up. So when I turned 22 in Colorado, I turned the heck up. Especially because I was before October hit, so I was turning the heck up. I had a big blast for my 22. That was a big party, big kickback, and it was me and another person 22. We turned up. We was in. Wait, what is that song called again? We was some. We got turned up. We got turned up. We was like that. But yeah, so 22. I think 22 is when I got into a relationship. Now I can think about the years. I moved back in 2019. I got into a relationship in 2020. So 2020, I was 23 when I got into a relationship. But so between the year of me being 2022 was another depressive ass year. So I got a job around my birthday. I got a job. Nah, I got a job before my birthday because it ain't never took me from February to August. No, it took me a little bit. Like it took me like 2 months, 3 months for me to get a job. Um, and then I ended up losing that job. Woo! I was doing healthcare. Okay, I was doing healthcare. Um, Healthcare did not work out for me. I'm never doing caregiving again in my life. So the lady, I think people were cool with her. I think people that were with her might have been cool with her with me. I don't know. One thing about me, I can see through bull BS. I don't care how disabled you are. I don't care what you are. Don't play mental games with me. I don't give a fuck what your situation is. Don't gaslight me. Don't play with me. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna fight you. You disabled, but I'm not gonna put in my best effort to be the best worker for you either. So a lot of times she would play. So a lot of times she would play my coworkers and I against each other. Like she'll be all friendly with us and like put little bugs in. And that's what I'm saying. It's not like she's an old lady doing this. She was in her 40s. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like she's stupid. You know what I'm saying? She's still young minded. So she's still, some things are immature, and some things, you know what I'm saying, she's still trying to play young games, you know what I'm saying? Like like the people didn't catch it, and then, like I said, they've been working there with her for longer than I have, so I didn't really want to talk shit either. But she would say one thing, or she would swear that she cares, and then show the exact opposite. That's one thing I cannot stand when people do. And I first noticed that with one of the girls that she loved, that she was working there before I started working there, but she wasn't working there for like super, super long, but she was working there longer than I worked there. And she was saying how, you know what I'm saying, she was trying to get her to do stuff while she was pregnant, because she got pregnant. And then she was like, I'm sorry, like, I can't, like, do certain things. Like, I'm not going to lose my child for this job, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no. But she was so excited, giving gifts and everything that she was pregnant. But yeah, so she was tripping over that. And I'm like, and some things weren't even that necessary. Like, I understand that's your job, whatever, but some things are not that necessary because there's other people there that can help. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you need someone to lift you or something, call somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But she'd be like, oh my God, you can do this. Like, she would make her do stuff that she didn't even feel comfortable with. That's why she quit her job, because she couldn't be pregnant and work for her anymore. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, she used to like play us coworkers against each other. And it's like, bro, we the ones who have to work together to work with you. But all of a sudden you got girls side eyeing each other, and it's just a drama house. So that was one of the main problems. Not one of the mains. That was one of the main problems. But the second one, the biggest main thing, ding 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 ding, like that I should have been left, was it was a crazy house. Drama, not even just like talking shit, arguing drama. I can handle that. I can move around, clean up, do what I gotta do my regular caretaker duties, whatever y'all doing in y'all house. Ain't got nothing to do with me and my client. Do whatever y'all, cause she didn't live by herself, which is another thing that I think they're not supposed to do. Like with her kind of contract, is like, so she had roommates, and we're not supposed to take care. My job is not to take care of your roommates. So they used to treat us like we were their slaves or something. They would leave. They knew that we clean the house, do her. We're supposed to clean up after her, right? Do her dishes, whatever. No, we had to clean up after other grown ass people who lived there. So it was only one man at first, and that man is he was a cool dude, but he just had a lot of drama with that came with him, still comes with him. But so but he had a lot of friends, and since he was cool with my person I was taking care of for a while, it's kind of like her friends too now. And but he's out. You know what I'm saying? He's mobile, so he's able to get out and meet more people. And he's gay, or is he bisexual? I think he's gay. So, and he's polygamous, polyamorous. So he can date like so many different dudes. So, but he had this crazy boyfriend that would do crazy stuff to the point they had to get into windows. First, they didn't tell me about it, but until it got to the point it got dangerous enough that they had to tell me about it. That, yeah, this has been going on for a while now. Excuse me. So I know they didn't tell me everything, but but the stuff I know is he was over here breaking windows. We literally was on like high alert while he was there. I had to call the police. He broke the window. He would keep coming and slicing the dude's tires. And it was just a very unsafe environment. He threatened to like put the house on fire. He threatened to do stuff to the people in the house. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just a crazy, dangerous situation. I'm not cleaning about the grown people. Y'all people are toxic. She toxic. All y'all got me messed up. After that point, I was just kind of, after I got to that point, I just kind of started to like not work as well. Because you know when you check out of a job but you haven't really like got fired or you haven't quit yet, but you mentally not even there no more, you already know that you done with that shit, then you start putting in like as least as ever as possible. That's the level I was on. So literally I was already looking for other jobs and she was like, I'm just gonna have to let you go. This isn't no, she texted me one day talking about this isn't gonna be working for us, because literally I would barely even want to go talk to her, like and she's my client, so she's the main reason I'm there. So I literally, she'd be like Safari, and I would act like I didn't hear her. And I it got to the point because I knew they were talking shit, right? Because when I started not giving a fuck, I just really didn't give a fuck. So especially because they started talking shit, then I really don't give a fuck. Now I'm gonna be out and proud about how much I don't give a fuck. So um so no matter, I knew that they would be like, sometimes he has a shed that he would be in there and he would do drugs in there sometimes, but you also just have like a guy friend in there. God knows what they're doing. Sometimes they would just listen to music. He was a cool dude besides all that drama. He could do plans. He was, like I said, he was a cool dude, but and there wasn't all that drama, but I knew everything we did, everything I said, he would go run and tell it. So sometimes I would be mad, and so I would be taking breaks in the backyard. They had a nice backyard. Um, and I would just be like on the phone venting. But I know like sometimes she would probably be able to hear me through the camera. So I would just be like, I'm so tired of this shit. This bitch is dumb. like I didn't really like use those exact words, but I would just be talking shit and how done I am. So then I think eventually, um, cause she did, it was like, is there something I can do to help? I'm like, nah, bro. I already told you. Anytime anybody tries to tell you anything, you know everything. You know what I'm saying? You don't let nobody even know. Just stop talking to me, bro. And then there's one time she tried to make me quit by trying to like control how I mopped. Cause she's like, just mop. She's like, you have to mop slower. And I was like, okay. And she's like, slower, slower. Literally to the point I was like not even moving. She's like, slower. And then I was like, what? Like, you know, so she tried to make me quit. Cause if they fire me, I can't get, um, I can get unemployment. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you trying to make my life harder for me? And it might be harder for her too. Cause I don't know how like all that stuff works with like those programs, but so anyways, so yeah, so literally when I was like on the verge of leaving is when she let me go. So I really don't really care. So technically she fired me. Um so it was I'm like, what job did I get to get my car though? Cause I didn't have a car when I left my last day there. I did not have a car. I probably had some money saved up though, cause I was trying to get a car. I don't even know. I don't even know. This is like, so now this time has passed by now. I think I'm like 23. I definitely had my boyfriend by then. So I'm like 23, 24 when I got fired from my job. So, um, no. So the first job I had when I got back was at a daycare. I literally was hitting a non-THC vape pen, like just a select CBD, no THC in it. It's that first pen. It's like the pens that I was recording when I already posted the video, the reviews. So it was literally some old ass pens that I've been having for so long. They don't even get you high. I had that one time when I was at a daycare, and I wasn't even on my shift. I think it was a little before I started my shift. I was at a park nearby, not even at the daycare, right? one of the parents saw me, snitched on me, and that's how I got fired from that. So those are the two jobs only ever got fired from in my life. And it was back to back. But yeah, so I was at the daycare until I was like 23. I think I was at the, and maybe there's a break in between these because I gotta find another job. So I was at the daycare, I think, until I was like 23 or something like that, and then I was doing caregiving until I was like 24. I got a car. I must be missing a job somewhere because I don't know how I got a car for the caregiving, but I ended up getting a car, and then I was just doing driving jobs, and that is when I learned that I really love me some drive-in jobs, honey. So I kept telling myself that I need to get like a part-time job at least, or a different job, so that way I wasn't just relying on my car to work. And I kept telling myself that. I never listened to my intuition. And then what happened? I went from 3 jobs because I was working Amazon, I was doing food delivery, and I was doing Jimmy John's. I'm missing something. Yeah, so I went from 3 jobs to 0. I quit Jimmy John's. But there was another one that I was doing that I can't think about. But yeah. Right after I quit Jimmy John's, I ended up, like, my car was already having problems, and I was having a hard time keeping up with the problems. So I quit Jimmy John's. I was already ready to go from there because it was just a whole bunch of teenagers, high school, senior, and I'm over here 20-something, in my mid-20s, bro. I ain't trying to be on a whole bunch of high school. We're gonna go to prom soon. That's what they were literally talking about, and I was like, bro, I cannot be sitting here talking to people about prom right now. So, anyways, I went from 3 jobs to 0. As soon as my car started breaking down, I went from 3 jobs to 0. Because the last time my car did not come back on, I always take care of my car. I always make sure I got my oil changes. But like I said, I ran that car. So there would be sometimes I would be working like 3 shifts at 3 Amazon shifts in one day, like through my car. Like I was working, baby. I was getting money. Right when I was so close to moving out, bro. That was the first time I was gonna move out. Was when I was working those 3 jobs through my car because I was making money. Because I was working Monday through Sunday. No breaks. Sun up. Not even, I was started working before the sun even went up, and came back home when the sun was already down. Bro, I was working. So that's the first time I was about to get an apartment. And I think God blessed me with that apartment. Because the apartment I went to go see, everything was like cool. It was like a AC inside the living room kind of thing. It was smaller than this apartment. But not like, yeah, it was smaller than this apartment. The living room was a lot smaller. The bedroom was about the same size, except for it had 2 of the same closets. Like 2, like this closet and then another exact closet. You just copy this closet, put it on, and the doors are mirrors. I was literally so close to getting it. And then right when, since I couldn't pay for my car kept breaking down, so I couldn't pay for my car payments, so my credit dropped. I came from like a 720, it dropped. Let me tell you, that car payment, and when it was dropping, it wasn't dropping like 5, 10, it was dropping like 50, 60 each time. So right when I was applying for that apartment, it was by the grace of God that it didn't go through, because that's right when my credit dropped enough, and it dropped to the point where I couldn't get the apartment, like right underneath the point where I can get the apartment. So I think it dropped like 60 points, like something crazy, right? So she's like, I'm sorry, you can't get the apartment. Because I was like, you guys, and there was something in the bathtub too. Like I was like, this bathtub looks nasty. Like you guys can't get a new bathtub. Da, da, da. Yeah, but it's gonna take some time. But I was like, you guys don't need that. But she was really starting to like convince me that it's gonna be fine if they get it. So like, she was good at her job. You know what I'm saying? So it was by the grace of God that it was like the young me. So I was like, in like some years ago, you know what I'm saying? I think I was like 23, 24 when that was going on. So that's when I was like gonna get my first apartment, like 23. No, I was first gonna get my first place when I was 18. That was gonna first. Then in between, I was basically gonna get my place every year since I came back to Colorado. Not the year I came back, so skip that. So when I was 18, when I was like 22, when I was like between I was 18 and then when I was like 22, 23, every year after that I was gonna get an apartment. Something happened in between depression, losing jobs, and my credit messing up, because I had that car for a good some years, you know what I'm saying? Boom. Right? Cool. Alright, so got lift again. Was starting to look for another apartment. Well, from that job I ended up working, where did I work after Jimmy John's? I'm like, did I go to the salon after Jimmy John's? I don't think I worked at the salon. This is crazy. When you know you got too much jobs, you can't even keep track of your own damn jobs. I had to do something in between my driving jobs and my salon job. Because my salon job was just like a couple years ago. And I haven't had my car. I remember when I worked at the salon, I haven't had my car for a good like couple years. Or maybe it was only like a year or so. I don't know. Maybe I did go from the Jimmy John's to my salon job. Okay. So I finally had to get rid of my car because I was holding on to it. I was like, I can fix it. I can fix it. I kept trying. After I tried a few things, wasting money because I can't work because my driving was my main job, so I can't work. So I was using the money that I did have to fix it. I was like, okay, I can't. After my last bit that I spent in my car, and I was like, I gotta make sure I have enough for a bus pass for a different job or something. So I had to give the car. My family kept telling me to give it up. My family kept telling me, and I never gave it up, but it just kept messing with my credit. So I went from a 720. By the time I gave up my car, I was at a 400 and something, like 420, like it was low from 720 to 420, bro. Just because I couldn't get rid of my car. Nothing else went wrong. Never paid rent. Never paid any bill. I never been behind on any bill before I got that car. Never. Just that car. I can't believe that car put me from 720 to 4 something, bro. 4 something, bro. And I was like, all right, it's gonna slowly add up, but it's gonna add up like probably like a year, maybe less than a year. Bro, when I tell you, to this day, my credit is still not at 7 something. Do not let your credit go down. Do not just think of it as something that is just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna have to build it back up. No, it takes years to build your credit back up. And that's like you paying them money or something like that. You trying to just like do stuff and pay off stuff, and you know what I'm saying? It's gonna take me years. I'm almost at 700 again. But I'm like, wait, I'm almost on 700 in like one of the credit ways, and then I'm on like 6 something the other credit way. But it took me so long just to even get back to 600. That took me a long time. From 400, oh, bro. So do not recommend that at all. So when I started working my salon, I didn't have a car. But somehow, yeah. So I had to move out of my grandpa's house. I was like, ain't no way I'm living here anymore. It got to the point where, so I had to move back. This is the last time I lived with my grandpa. I moved back with my grandpa that third time because nobody else would want to help him. Because rude. He's rude, and he has that very much on the man in the house. It's my family. I know everything, right? Already attitude. So with that, with dementia, and it's like, sir, you really don't know what you're talking about right now. He wasn't listening to nobody, and then he started getting aggressive, and then he started to forget us. So they're like, sorry, we really need you to like move back in with him. So I moved back in with him because I was like, nobody else. I was like, try somebody else. Da, 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 da. Unless I'm the last option, I'm not moving in. So they left and they came back. I'm the last option. Nobody else wanted to do it. And it was to the point that like if I don't move in, my little cousin was gonna have to go to foster care. So I was like, nah, I'll move back in, whatever. I'll just have to figure something out. And I was stressing because before I moved in, I was stressing before, during, after, not after, but before, during, well, yeah, after. But so after I moved, so the second time that I moved out from my grandpa's house, I moved back with my mom, and then I moved in with my friend for like a few months to take a break from my mom because my mom was bumping heads. Because I just don't need to be around people, like living with people. That's why I have my apartment to myself right now. So, and plus I have my own room. I have my own space. When I moved in with my mom, anytime I was living with my mom, when I say I come back from Colorado, because when I moved to Colorado, my mom was in a 2-bedroom apartment. So we were thinking that we are gonna leave her in that 2-bedroom apartment, and she was like, "It's gonna be hard for me to afford this rent." So I was sending the money back to her. Right, that was what the plan was. So, but when I moved into the 2-bedroom apartment, they said, "Oh, we can get more money for this." So they moved my mom into a 1-bedroom handicap apartment. My mom's not even handicapped, but it's not like the apartment's that bad. It's the only way it's handicapped is that it has a shower and it doesn't really have a bathtub, and the shower has like something where you can sit on. That's the only way it's like handicapped, but it looks really nice, honestly. I wish now that looking at the bathtub I have, I kind of want my mom's shower. Like she was kind of jealous when she seen mine because I have a bathtub, and she's like, "I've been wanting a bathtub." But mom's more of like a bath person than I am. My voice is like messing up. I'm about to stop making this video, but yeah. So I moved to back to my mom's house. I moved to my mom's house via I had my car by the time I moved back to my mom's house. I moved to my car to back to my grandpa's house that final time. Um, um, and then that final time was terrible. It was terrible. I was literally crying, stressed the hell out, lost my job. That's when I lost my job. And then, um, he's like, you got to figure out something, blah, 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 blah. So, um, cause like again, I'm the main one putting the food in the house, also making all the groceries, making all the meals, being the caretaker of the house, and I don't even got my own kid, raising a kid that's a damn near teenager. Well, he was a teenager. He just turned teenager. Um, it's the whole other story of why his parents ain't there. Well, they there, but they're not there. But anyways, so that was a mess. And then like it got to the point where it got really violent with my grandpa, like to the point like he kept starting to get aggressive, kept going through my stuff, it was just a lot of aggression. And like I said, by this point in time, I'm like not living my best life. So I'm living around a whole bunch of like hood people and stuff. And I was like, if you keep doing stuff like that, because he was like, he said he was gonna he threatened to do something to me, and I told him that I would have him beat the fuck up. Like he don't remember this conversation at all because he didn't even remember it the next day because it's dementia, which would drive me crazy because he would have such crazy episodes and then he wouldn't remember it the next day. So he would be like, "Why are you mad at me? I don't know if I did something, but I love you," and like, and I'm like, "What?" So it got to the point where he ended up like it got real violent to the point he ended up like choking me out in the front yard. We had the neighbors ran over and everything. They're like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" They seen us like fighting. I was just all I was telling him, and it wasn't even over nothing. I can't even tell you what the fight was over because he has dementia. So anything he thinks is over the top, right? So I was just telling him, like, can we go back inside the house? Like, or can we go to the backyard at least? Because I knew he was going to call his attention. No. So I tried to go to the back. And then he, like, started, like, choking me and shoving me against the wall, left, like, marks all on my neck, down my, like, kind of, like, on my chest a little bit. It was a mess. And that was the time that I was like, oh, nah. Oh, nah. Especially because my boyfriend was ready. My boyfriend was hot. He was 38 hot. So I was like, I was like, this is dangerous for me. It's dangerous for him because I know he's not even in his right state of mind, but I have real life members that are real life out that actually you literally putting your hands on me. Like, leave me alone. I can't do much to you because you're still a man. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was just, I don't even know where to begin with the stress about living in my grandpa's house that third time. It was the most stress I think I've ever been in with a family member in my entire life. Didn't have no privacy. I caught him with the camera in my room once, and then the other time I'm like, I know you have a camera in here. How can you remember you have a camera, but you can't remember other things? That's how I knew sometimes he would be playing with us, but I'm like, Grandpa, why are you playing with us when you're dementia? Like, if you have people with dementia, do you know what I'm talking about? Like, once they realize that people think of them a certain way, like, or like they don't know everything, then they start to manipulate you because they think they know that you don't. You think that they don't know. Like, hey, please stop! Like, you're making this harder for all of us. So, and then his neighbors are perverts. So I caught a few of them trying to look at me through the window while I shower, look at me through my bedroom while I was changing. Um, I literally because I think he told them that I'm a prostitute because I was coming home late. And I kept doing that because I just didn't want to be there. And the kid, you know what I'm saying, he never listened to me anyways. Like, I could be there to make dinner, and I would literally, like, dip, and I'll, like, I'll get home from work, cook dinner, whatever, do it, and I'm gone. You ain't gonna see me again for another day, maybe, because I might even just go to work from where I was at. You know what I'm saying? So, so that was that. Um, yeah. So, like I said, but like, so he definitely told the neighbor that I was a prostitute because I could tell because I think he started calling me that is when the neighbor started to act different, and like he would call me that in private, but that was his best friend. So his neighbor started to, like, try to flash me when I was getting in my car one day. He was trying to flash me. He started rubbing on himself, like jerking himself off, like in the window, and I'm just looking like, what the hell? And he did that a few times. Like, he's trying to mating call me. I don't even know how you mating call, how you call a prostitute. Like, what is the call? Like, because I had a friend, the friend that was a toxic friend that always had put me in all that drama and all that, I swore I was safe sleeping over, and then she put me in a position to get raped. Yeah, another story, another time. Didn't get raped, then God was blessed and protected by God, but she put me in that position. But anyways, so I, like, she was out here in the streets, right? Like that, doing I was gonna say exotic dancer, not exotic dancer. Not exorcist. What is that X word with a whole X word? Ex escort. She was an escort. There you go. Um, and I never knew the signs. Like, I could tell, like, when people were talking, but like she would know, like, if they were calling her without them even saying words. I'm like, I don't even know what the signals are to signal a prostitute. So I think that he was making it, like, very obvious, like, you know what I'm saying? Because he might have done the signal before, but I don't even know. I was like, what? And when I told people didn't even, like, care. You know what I'm saying? The adults didn't even care. I told my grandpa, I told other adults. They didn't even, people, I'm saying adults, like, I'm not an adult myself, but, like, other people older than me, they didn't do nothing. I thought it was funny. So, anyways, besides my mom didn't think that was funny at all. So yeah, so by the time I was leaving, it was definitely more than time for me to go. So it was when I was done and fed up. And then he was like, da da da, it's good that you're getting out, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? He was taking that all the, like the last month that I was there. And I was like, this is my last month. Can you just leave me alone? Like, can you just leave me alone? We used to just argue. So, but then I'm finally getting to the week I'm leaving, and now I'm finally packing up my car. He's like, you can't do this. And then he starts bringing my stuff back into the house while I'm trying to move my stuff out. Oh my gosh. And mind you, I don't even have my car now because that's outside. When I moved back to my mom's is when I already gave up my car. So I'm packing it through the Uber. Uber ain't even supposed to be there for long. So you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, please leave my stuff alone. I need to go. And I'm trying to go in one day. I'm not trying to take trip after trip after trip after trip. You know what I'm saying? I end up coming back for like some more stuff. So me and my uncle can just my uncle helped me move into my storage. I was trying to get a U-Haul, but he's like, nah, y'all need a U-Haul. We can all just do this in one day. Da, da, da. So my brother's like, okay, well if y'all got it, y'all cool. So it was just me and my uncle basically moving stuff. He had his friend help a little bit, but it was basically just me and my uncle. And then he got frustrated. My uncle got frustrated because it was just mostly me and my uncle, and you know I'm a girl, so so I'm not so much help. But I got a man strength. I'm strengthened. I'm still gonna move my stuff. Even if he wasn't there, I would still move all my stuff. But so he ended up starting to like take less care of my stuff and started to like get tired of just like moving. And I'm like, bro, you should just let me just get the U-Haul because we could have did it all in one trip with the U-Haul. But instead, he had to take like 5 trips to my storage. So he was getting all stressed out and annoyed and how much time it was taking. And so he started to just kind of like throw my stuff around and put it in stuff places. And you know what I'm saying? My family did not have a lot of respect for stuff like with stuff like that, especially my stuff. They think because they're family members, they can just do whatever they want to do. Like you didn't buy this, you didn't help towards it. You know what I'm saying? So he broke like my whole filing cabinet, so which I still have. So because you could just get another one. No, you can give me another one. You broke it, but he still didn't give me another one. So, anyways, it's the same uncle that gave me the PlayStation 5 for a little bit though. So, but anyways, so yeah, so that it was a stressful situation. Went back to my mom. It was a stressful situation living with my mom, as it always has been my entire life. Because your mama, you living with your parents is always annoying. They gotta have things exactly their way, blah blah. And I don't have a room at my mom's house because they moved her into that handicapped place. So I don't want to handicap place because it really looks like a regular apartment. It's just the bathtub shower that looks a little bit different, and I actually I kind of like that shower. Like it doesn't look like it's for. If I didn't know it was for handicapped people, I would never know. But so so yeah, just the drama of living with your parents, normal stuff that you would have drama with living with your parents. Sometimes they want you to pay rent. They want you to do this. I'm over here paying more than half of my mom's rent. More than half of my mom's rent. She still wants me to pay for. I'm still paying for most of the food, household items, and then it's just stressing me out. And you want me to pay you more and be stressing me about moving out. And but I'm supposed to be saving money to move out. And I'm doing almost everything in the damn house. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that I never understood about parents. You want to stress your kids to move out, but you want them to pay for all that stuff in the house. What? How does that even make sense? We live in America. We not rich. We working regular 9 to 5 jobs, not big money. We making regular 9 to 5 jobs, damn near minimum wage. And you think I got enough money to pay most of your rent, pay majority of your rent, pay for the food, cook the food, pay for the housework stuff, and on top of that, save for the apartment that I'm gonna be paying rent that ain't even at your house. My mom wanted me to pay rent the same month that I moved into my apartment. She wanted me to pay rent for her. I was like, she's like, that's not my problem. Like if I moved out and I didn't have absolutely nothing, if I paid on my rent I wouldn't have even got my trash can. Like literally, I would have no money. Like no money. I would have been eating nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just had to argue with her for a month. I was like, I'm sorry. And she's like, well, you better move out this month or else you're just gonna have to be. My mom was literally about to kick me out into a shelter. Like literally. She's like, I can't. You're not living here no more. This is definitely your last month being here. Da da da. So thank God I just had to move across the street. But she was literally like, I don't care where you live. You're just gonna live out here. So I was just gonna have to move into a shelter, or I was gonna. That's why I was looking to move to get roommates. And like I don't even to live with somebody else. Oh my gosh. So if you do the math, that third time when I moved out is when I was 26, 25, around there. Cause I ended up being at my mom's house for like a year and a half. Cause I lost my job at my mom's house. Oh my god, it's just one thing after the fucking another, man. I swear that's how my entire life has been, one thing after another. So I lost my job at my mom's house. Or remember, COVID is around this time too. I've lost 2 jobs due COVID because of COVID. So that's the job that I'm forgetting about. It's the job that I worked from home. That was like, what was I doing? How did I get a car? Yeah, I had a work from home job. That's how I ended up getting my car after my I started working for the caregiving lady. So anyways, so yeah. So I had to move back in with my mom. I was like 25, 26. I was like 25, 26. And then so I had my birthday there, and then before my birthday came again, I moved out. So I moved out when I was 27. As y'all can see, y'all already know how that went. But yeah, that's really it. And that's the caught up till the point I was 27. It just been one thing after another, one drama after another, family drama, personal drama, depression. When I was living at my friend's house, I was in a depression to the point I ended up like I was awake, but I was never alive. Like I would literally just whenever I get into a really deep depression, I notice there's some things that I kind of do, and that's just like I don't watch TV anything. I just lay down and I'll just be like thinking. My mind just be like thinking every negative thought on repeat over and over and over again. So that's what I was doing, like, cause I was living in the basement at their house, so it would get dark even during the daytime. So I would just lay there and they're like, Safari, you're not coming up? Like, I would rarely eat. And then my friend that I moved with, she was going through depression too. So they were just like, both of y'all are on some weird stuff. Like, because we would barely come out the rooms. We would just, And then her brother almost sexually assaulted me. Oh my God. God has just been looking out for me. Speaking of God, won't he know it? He's looking out for me. That the point that I never got sexually assaulted in my life, but I've been in situations that I've came so close more than once. So, but somehow he put that sword through it, and he's like, "Not today, ma'am." So he's blessed me in that way, because I've almost been sexually assaulted many times in my life, from a little girl to now. So yeah, I wasn't eating nothing. So that I got to the skinniest that I've ever been since I was an adult. Since I started, since I went past my kid weight. I went all the way down to 90 something pounds, like 92 pounds or something like that. And I was before, when I came back to Colorado, I was weighing 150 pounds. How I end up at 90 pounds, bro. 90 pounds. And that was the last time I weighed myself. I'm pretty sure I lost weight more after that. Bro, I was depressed, bro. And that's how you know females when they're your friend, because woo, that's a story of another day. But yeah, so I moved back in, my mom moved back out, and now we here, and now we made it. So, we made it. This is what happened from before I was 27 until now. So the next part of this video, y'all gonna see, I'm about to hop my ass in the shower, but y'all ain't gonna see that. I need to eat. But the next part y'all gonna see is just me doing like an updated house tour, apartment tour. It basically looked the same that it kind of did, but I didn't do updated too much. Like I said, I rewatched when I was editing the videos. Right now I could see that I just kind of went into the living room and the laundry room, and I kind of went into the bedroom, but I didn't really show y'all what differences I really did. So that's really what I want to do. My kitchen looks pretty much the same, besides the fact that I added cups and I added campfire lights. My living room looks damn near exactly the same. So it's not that much of a difference, but after that, then I'll end this video. So I'll see y'all guys shortly. Definitely not, I'm not doing that today, but I'll see y'all shortly for sure. That part definitely took a lot longer than I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be like a quick 10 to 15 minutes explanation. That shit is like an almost hour explanation. So I'm gonna apologize now, because I know when I edit it, it's gonna be like an extra hour on this video. And this video is almost an hour, and I was recording it for weeks, and just one talk is gonna make me an extra hour. So I apologize. I talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? I cut off everybody. I don't have people to talk to anymore. I'm just kidding, because I was talking to people during those times when I was going through stuff. But yeah, I apologize if y'all made it to this far. If y'all feel anything of what I just said, like, oh, I feel y'all going through that. Sometimes when I hear girls talking about their stories and stuff with their family, because that's embarrassing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Not, it's embarrassing and it's private. So when you talk about certain stuff, and there's some girls I be hearing them talk about, even girls younger than me going through some similar stuff with their family, I'm like, I feel you. So this is the reason why I'm open and I'm vulnerable to an extent on my channel, because videos like that have really made me feel good. Like, I'm not alone in doing this. Other people are actually dealing with stuff like this. So if I give you that type of feeling, or even if you just like feel sympathy or anything, just thank you for that. But if I give you a type of feeling that like makes you feel like you're not alone or anything like that, or like just brings you back to the memories, like, oh, I remember that. Thank you for watching this video and being here, and you're welcome for posting it. I gotta go. Like, if I needed to talk more, but I found my notes, so now I know what I was wanting to say. So the first one I'm seeing on here is that I love being a homebody. When I was making this video, I was like, I don't know if I explained this already. If so, I'm gonna just cut this out. But when I was making this video, I was like, I don't even want to be here, blah, 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 blah. And now I'm like, y'all can't take me out the house. I like to be here all I don't even think I left outside this weekend. Today's Monday. This whole weekend from Friday to Sunday, I don't even think I left outside. Usually I call my mom for a walk. This weekend I was not even in the mood. I don't even think I left my house at all. I didn't go to the trash chute. The only place I went was to the balcony. Like, I don't think I actually left my apartment at all this whole weekend. So yeah, that's completely done and over with. I'm done feeling that way. Oh, so the next thing I'm supposed to be doing is advice to older people that are moving out. Hey now, I don't want you to hear you talking stuff to yourself. When I say all this stuff, it's because I felt it too. I don't care about them young people, what they doing, what age they doing it at. Focus on yourself. Focus on, and if certain things ain't working, certain things ain't clicking, you might need to rearrange things. Remember what I said, do not put others before yourself. I hate saying stuff like that because it feels like ungodly. Like, there's part of my God so that's like, oh no. Or I can hear God be like, don't do that. But so I'm not saying like always put yourself above other people, but don't always delay your life for other people. Because if I didn't do that, I know for sure I would have been in my apartment at least by 20. You know what I'm saying? So that's my first advice. Second advice, decide what's really necessary. Because when my mom started to actually like drive me crazy and was like really trying to kick me out, and I don't know where you're gonna go after this, even though I knew she probably wouldn't, but it's just the fact that she was trying to do that. That's when my mind starts to really like, what the hell can I do to get the hell out of this situation? If you're in a situation like with your family, like I said, I love my mom, but we bumped heads. You're in a situation where it's toxic family and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to get out of there. And just think about it. If I got kicked out at the end of this month, what would I do? What can I do? You know what I'm saying? And I'll think about what the benefits you have if you stay there for another month. You know what I'm saying? Because you're probably not really getting kicked out, or you know, there's some people that get kicked out, but you in this situation like me, like, you know, parents are always want to talk stuff, but like, what is, then you can really think about what the house that you're living in is benefited from you, no matter how much stress it is. Literally every single day I was arguing with my mom. Every single day I literally would be so frustrated. I would be like, can I just have one day of peace, just one day? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm so glad I'm speaking to it. You don't understand how much of a blessing it is to be speaking about this in past tense now. So if you're in a situation like that, you just gotta ignore them. They're gonna be mad as hell, but just ignore them. Not in a disrespectful way, like they're talking to you and you just walk away right in front of them. Like, you know, parents, like, you know, they're probably, I don't know. Some people aggressive, you know what I'm saying? Some parents snatch your ass back, but that's my parents for sure. So, like, just take it with a grain of salt. Just let them say whatever they want to say. Let them talk stuff. Parents, they love to beat their kids down when they're already down, because they were raised in a more of like a tough love. You can't be pussy. You gotta get your thing going on. Da, 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 da. And it's like, maybe that's why you're fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Me and my siblings are completely different. So you might, whoever's listening to this part might not agree with what I'm saying, because with my older siblings, that's one thing that they say a lot about Gen Z, is that they're softer. And they are. And we are. Okay. I'm the first year of Gen Z, 97. So I feel like I got a little bit millennial side and I got a little bit of Gen Z side, since I'm like right there in the beginning. So, but most of my siblings are millennials, but I do have 2 Gen Z younger siblings as well. If you don't know, I have 6 siblings. So, I can tell that, like, when it comes to me and my younger siblings, you do have to communicate with us completely more emotionally open and empathetic than you do with my older siblings. And now, well, that's what, not like, I don't think that's like actually true, but that's how my life has been. My family has been, because that's the energy that my older siblings have always gave. Like, I got it. I don't need y'all. Like, I'm cool. Like, that tough love. They try to tough love us because, you know, like, they're older siblings, so they have to, like, you know, your older siblings are kind of like your parents in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, they be trying to preach at you and teach you, and when you're young, they bully you into doing what they want. So, so dang, I'm already at 7 minutes, almost 7 minutes. Okay, so parents have to learn, especially the more and more time is going, the more and more people are getting softer, is what they want to say. So stop talking to people crazy. I don't understand why family members think it's okay. It's more okay to treat your own kids, your own family, like trash, more like trash than you would a stranger that you meet on the street. The little homie, little homegirl. You got so much respect for the homegirl, but you can't have that any respect for your child. For your child because you think they're below you in some way because they're your child and you're their parent. Like that's ridiculous to me. That's something I would never understand. I need to not go on a rant on this because this is supposed to be a moving vlog. But that's something that I really think parents need to do better at. And I know people love hearing parenting advice from somebody without kids, but that's the truth from someone who almost off they self because they felt like there wasn't enough care because all I got was tough love and it wasn't working and nobody was understanding why I was still effed up in the head. That does not work all the time. I don't care what race you are. I don't care where you're from, what race you are. It does not work for everybody. It might work more often for different cultures and, different countries and stuff, but it does not work for every single body in the whole entire world. Some people like me need to be actually communicated with and not just, oh, what's wrong? But if you not like, sometimes communication is not verbal. You know what I'm saying? You see something's wrong with your child, bring them their favorite food. You know what I'm saying? Not everything your kid want to talk to you about. Especially if you your parent, you're always lecturing them. You probably gonna always lecture them. I know I'm probably gonna lecture my kids again. You know what I'm saying? That's normal parents and stuff, is to lecture your kids, get them rules, blah blah. But to make them feel like they're less than a person, like we already feel. If you're watching this video and you got to this point and you're like around my age and you're like feeling behind in life, this is what I'm talking about. Like we already feel enough behind in life. Like I felt behind when I was 23. You know what I'm saying? 24. So imagine when I was 27. So 23 feeling behind and if you're watching this and you're like in your mid 20s and you're feeling behind, baby, you are not behind in your mid 20s. Don't let these little 18, 19, 20-year-olds make you feel behind. You were not behind. The more I get older, the more I wish I would have not been that depressed during those times, because I was feeling so behind and so depressed, and it was what also kept me behind, because I can't blame everything else on everybody else. I kept myself behind for sure. So I wish I could really, I always say I want to go back and slap myself, but really I need to go back and give that person a hug and be like, baby girl, you doing it. And I wish I could give them like the roadmap, like here's what you gotta do, like so you can get out of this situation. Like you just gotta finesse the system for real. That's the only way we're gonna move up, is if we finesse the system. So and what I mean when I say that is like my lease, right? So I know dang well that I'm paying them. I'm one of the people who are keeping these buildings up and running. You know what I'm saying? Because those are not keeping it up and running and keeping money in y'all pockets for maintenance and stuff like that. So they better be trying to make me satisfied instead of trying to make me just pay more money. Because if y'all just money hungry like that, y'all not working with me at all, then I'm finna move. And then guess what? You're gonna be more at an L. You know what I'm saying? Y'all lucky that I really don't feel like moving this right now. I really don't feel like moving this year, or else I would save my money and then see what they talking about with the lease. If they ain't talking, I'm moving that lease. That was my original plan, which is part of the reason why I didn't like go through the boxes too, is because I was like, I'm probably just gonna be moving soon. You know what I'm saying? That time will be here before you know, and it's coming. It's approaching soon. My renewing my lease is approaching soon. I done got off topic, but yeah, be nice to your kids. You never know what they have going on in their head. We already got enough of society of these young females making us feel like we less than. And when I say your kids, I mean like your grown kids that's above 18 still living in the house. Be nice to them. You never know what they got. We got enough people in our generation are enough for us to beat us down. Like I said, I'm the first year Gen Z, so, and like I said, it's just very, you know what I'm saying? It's already difficult enough to deal with society. We already live in a society that's very materialistic. Not only is it materialistic, but now all the young people are materialistic. People are under 18 rich as hell. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that's like 19, 20, they're like, what? You're not even rich? Like, are you serious? Oh my God. Especially like black people, they be feeling like, you know what I'm saying? I understand why black people like to get rich, like, you know what I'm saying, to beat this like stereotype and whatever. So they look at you like you're like disgusting when you're not like on that level. Like you're not, you know what I'm saying? And none of that helps. Beating somebody down while they're already not at your level is not helping somebody get to your level. And that's one thing that I need people to understand in society in general, with just people in general. You yelling and screaming at people is never gonna bring a positive result. You completely judging somebody is never gonna bring a positive result. You can even translate that to the LGBTQ community. You yelling and screaming and spitting on their face and protesting in their face, it's not gonna bring them closer to God. So you have to figure out, what is your results that you're looking for? I don't think you're gonna change gay people, but when it comes to like any type of like parenting or any type of like judgment or any type of something, you're like, we gotta do better at this. If you go in a negative mindset, judging and like anger, why are you so angry at a gay person? Because they want to have sex with the same gender? What does that have to do? What they do with their body have to do with you? You need to worry about you and your body and your soul ties that you attaching to. Open them the damn legs. You know what I'm saying? What are you worried about they soul for? Are you gonna die for them? So you telling me you so angry and pissed off and so judgmental because they're gonna go to hell the whole time? That's like that's like the biggest sin in the Bible. So you going to hell right with them? Girl, your kid telling you, your kid clearly showed that your kid has been wanting to leave the house before 18, and this after 18 they still there. You better believe they depressed every day of their life. If y'all feel like y'all going back and forth for years, you better believe that kid is just as depressed as you, just as stressed as you, if not more. So your people who are my age doing the same thing, just understand people do not understand that. They do not understand that. I'm definitely raising my kids differently. So when y'all see me raise my kids and y'all see me raise them differently, remember this video. And you all see why my kids is very communicative. When you see my family very supportive of each other, when you see my siblings, when you see my kids have a healthy sibling dynamic for each other, stuff like this is why. Because I've been the kid that's been the black sheep. I've been the kid that's been behind and bullied by their own family, but they didn't see it like that. I've been the kid that's been beat down when they were already down, but they're trying to break those stuff up. The whole time you're the only one trying to build yourself up, but the whole society around you is taking you down. School, peers, family, social media. They only make you feel more dumb. You know what I'm saying? None of that makes you feel better. People making you feel like you're stupid because of your grades, or you're stupid because your age, you're not somewhere at a certain age. It doesn't make you want to grind. I don't know. Like I said, there's people who do tough love well, but there's people who do not do it well. And I'm one of them people. I do not handle tough love that well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no puss, but I definitely don't handle tough well. Like, oh yeah, he said some real stuff to me, and I need to get my stuff together. That really, like, you know what I'm saying? It don't really happen with me like that. Like, if you're having a genuine conversation with me, like deep conversation, you're just talking about soul, you're talking about mind, that for sure. But when you just arguing and yelling and screaming and being judgmental and being condescending. Like, I'm not gonna listen. Not only is it not helping, I'm not listening to you. So you're wasting your dang time. Because the only thing that's gonna do is trigger my defense hood mode, and then we just gonna be arguing to the point that we wanted to fight. Cause now I feel defensive instead of feeling vulnerable, and now I'm trying to defend myself, and then you're gonna get more defensive, and now we're gonna end up arguing about something that ain't got nothing to do, we ain't even getting to the point of solving nothing. So, girl, get your money. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand. They don't understand. They don't understand, and until we keep talking about it, they're not gonna understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you see all these young people, and I'm starting to see more and more adults, like people my age, in the comments, like mid 20s to late 20s in the comments, or even like early 30s in the comments, saying like, oh, I'm so glad to see this video, when it's like someone older finally making a video. So this is exactly why I'm making this video, because there's people out there that ain't rich and 18 years old, that ain't in luxury apartments, luxury cars, and ain't even 21. You know what I'm saying? There's people out here living a regular life, working a regular job, making regular money, and surviving. And you can do it too. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for you. Like I say, for in most of my videos, I'm giving any type of advice, any type of rant, any type of lecture. Y'all can always comment down below or hit me up on my social medias. Snapchat is kind of difficult because you can't really tell what people are adding you for, and you don't really see the messages until you like accept them as a friend. And I'm not just accepting random people. Anybody that adds me as a friend, you gotta comment down below and let me know, hey, I'm adding you, let's talk about da da da. And then my name is da da da. And so I'm like, all right, bet, and I'm gonna add you and we can talk. You know what I'm saying? Or you hit me up on Instagram, because then I can see the message. You know what I'm saying? Facebook, I can see that message, but like it don't give me the notification all the time that there's someone that's like not my friend messaging me. Yeah. Or you can just comment and we can email each other. There's a lot of ways that we can contact. I love to talk to people, especially if you're dealing with something similar to me. If you're going through any type of depression, I'm not saying I'm gonna I hope I can help, but I'm not saying like, I'm not a therapist. But if you just want to talk to somebody who understands, because I know how sometimes, I don't know, I love to talk to other people who been in the same situation as me. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like to expose my like family drama like that, but I've been through some real toxic stuff, and I've been through some real supportive, healthy stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that I can relate to in people in many ways. So I've been abused in many ways in my family, besides sexual. So financial abuse is also something I want to talk about. When you doing with your kids, understand people don't really talk about financial abuse that much, as much as they should. You know about it like a little bit when a man is not giving a woman money or something like that, like something simple like that. But people don't think about it. Because I never even thought about it in a way until like, I don't even know what I was watching. I was watching a video somebody else talking about. It was a video not about financial abuse, but they talked about it, and they talked about like how that is with your parents and when you're living with your parents. And I was like, oh, this is exactly what I'm going through. This is at the time I was living with my mom. But counting people's money, making them feel bad for buying anything that's not like something you would approve on, like they can never buy anything fun for themselves in their entire life until they move out. Like, that's financial abusive. Counting people's money, trying to take their checks, trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? Override and overpower what they spending and how they spending on. Financial abusive. Guilt tripping people, throwing little shade, little comments, feeling like not helping people out no more because they doing stuff. Financial abusive. You know what I'm saying? Why can't people just let people be people? Why can't we just support one another? Like, in my house, where I lived with my mom, again, I'm sharing this because of other people. I'm sharing it for the other people. She was very strict on rent, very strict on making sure I was putting in the household, but and very strict on me leaving, but wasn't helping at all. But none of that was, but somehow the money for me to move out was just supposed to appear in my account. Like I ain't putting all my money back into you, and I'm paying most of the rent, and I already went through this, so I'm not gonna do the list again. But that's abuse. That is abusive. Verbally, mentally, financially, that's abusive. And people don't, especially parents, they don't see certain things that way. They think, oh, I'm raising you into like the person you need to be for society because you're not gonna get it easy. I grew up in the projects. Girl, we didn't have it easy growing up. I can understand it just a little bit more if you was like Shaq, how Shaq trying to teach his kids the value of money and something like that. I can understand something like that. But when we already struggling, you're not making me want to help you. That's another thing. Like, all that is not making me want to help you. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm going to do the bare minimum. I'm going to try to spend as least money as possible in there because I'm trying to scrap up the little change that I do got. And then you're going to be mad because I ain't getting you presents and stuff when it comes to the holidays. Because this is the only time I can save freaking money. Y'all just gotta be mindful. Are you helping? How are you helping? If you think you're helping your kid move out just by yelling at them all day, you're not helping. Let me tell you, you're not helping. You're not helping at all. The only thing you're doing is putting them in more stress and more depression to make them move out slower. That's all you're doing. I can understand you screaming at somebody who's been spoiled their whole life, never really work, just lay around, hang out with friends, like that kind of bum ass. But if you're dealing with but if your kid has been working, you know what I'm saying? I went to college. I was, I didn't graduate college, but I went to college. I been taking care of my car. I've been, you know what I'm saying? I've been in my, you know what I'm saying? I've been having problems in between. It's not like I just been bumming living. I've stopped living completely off my mom when I was 16. Like I've been getting my own phones, my own hygiene, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say completely because I was still mostly eating her food. But like once I turned 18, it started to be like less and less and less with that. But if you dealing with somebody like me or somebody that you know is trying, just because they're going through a hard time, don't knock them down more. Oh, I thought you were going to be here for this long and you're longer. Okay, so what is the issue and how can I help you solve it? Your rent is in your name. It's supposed to be in it goes by your income. You got this apartment, you got this home or whatever based off of your income. If you're paying the mortgage or if you're paying rent, this is for the person that's for that this is who this part is for. So you can afford that without me paying rent, without your child paying rent. You know what I'm saying? Yes, oh, your child lives there. They're using the internet. They're using the food. Should they help out towards that? Absolutely. But anything that ain't got nothing to do with them, they really don't need to help out with. Are you trying to help them? Or are you trying to help yourself? And it's okay to do both. As long as you're okay with delaying their time in it's okay to do both for a little bit. As long as you're okay with them staying a little bit longer. But if you want them to move out as soon as possible and you're trying to help them move out, stop making them pay rent. You're going to have to pay rent wherever you go. That's one of the things my mom loves to tell me. You think you're going to pay less rent when you go get your own place? And I kept trying to tell her, it's not the fact that I don't know I'm going to pay rent. It's not the fact that I don't know I'm going to be paying more rent. It's the fact that you want me to pay rent, pay for most of the stuff in the apartment, like make the food, You know what I'm saying? You want me to do most of the work. Besides, like, my mom's a very good clean freak, so she didn't need me to like clean everything up. But of course I helped her. But you basically want me to do everything in the apartment and do that. That's the issue. Where do you think the extra money is coming from? You know what I'm saying? And you think I'm just gonna sit in the house for 2 years and not ever want to go out and see my friends? Do you know how depressing that is? They see you go out like, oh, he's going out. Yes, I'm not going out every day. Do you what? You argue and yell at me and scream at me all the time. And even when you're not doing that, you're just making little and you're doing little stuff, or you slamming the door, or you slamming the. I feel somebody going through this. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting emotional because I'm getting not emotional, but I'm getting passionate about this topic. Not only because I went through it, but I know somebody else is going through that. Like, I just need people to really think about the end result. If your end result is to get them to move out yelling, it's not bringing nobody near. Like, is I putting more money in their pocket? You're yelling at them? No. Again, this is not for the bums that ain't doing nothing with their life, that ain't got no job, haven't had no job in so long, lay around sleeping all day, smoke weed, haven't had a job, and God knows when. This is not for them. Now them, they might need a little extra lecture, extra yelling. You might have been too easy on them, but the ones that are actually trying, if they lost their job, give them at least a few months. You should at least be seeing them go into interviews and stuff. But like I said, it's kind of complicated. It depends on your relationship with your parents. Because I got to the point where I didn't even want to tell my mama shit. Anything that was positive, I didn't even want to tell her because of negativity. You know what I'm saying? I'm still careful with that kind of stuff of anybody, really. So they might not even want to tell you if they go into interviews. And that's also depressing because, oh, you didn't win the interview. And now you're feeling like your family, remember, school making you feel like you're not nothing. If you're not in school, everything else I'm about to say, but friends or peers making you feel like you're less than. Society making you feel like you're less than. Other family members making you feel like you're less than. The last thing you need is your parents and your siblings making you feel like you're less than. I know damn well we not dumb. We know dang well 18 years old you can move out. Everybody in society knows that. Trying to tell people over and over again it's time to move out is not helping. We're not slow. You know what I'm saying? And the people that I want to knock on people for taking longer, watch yourself. Because God do not like ugly, and everything that you got, he can take away the next day. Best believe. Watch yourself when you're judging people like that, especially people who are stressing, really trying to make it, not just sitting there bumming. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody that's not where you at your age is just bumming it. There's people out there who went through real life. Is the reason why we're here today. You know what I'm saying? It's people that's been through some shit. What? Oh, I just can't stand people that like to judge other people, and I swear they helping or they, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get off this. I just went into a whole rant. I didn't even read the rest of the list. All right, let's see. What did I write? Oh, that's another problem that I had with this apartment. Okay, so literally the week I moved in, the AC is when the AC stopped working. If you can see in this video here, I'll start talking about the AC. Literally the month I moved in, the AC stopped working. They're like, "Oh, you just moved in? Oh yeah, it's been working this whole time." They're like, a lot of people's been having problems. We haven't been having many problems. Well, so we were shocked when this problem happened. Blah 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 blah. I was like, "Oh, of course," and it had to happen literally the week I moved in. You know what I'm saying? And you can see even in this video, I had so many lefts, and I would have just kept going left, which I kind of did because that's why I'm still not unpacking now. But if I just would have let myself go in a full depression, I would have started missing work. I would have stopped eating. You know what I'm saying? I can go into a more deeper depression than just me not going through some boxes. Okay. Again, you're talking to somebody who almost off they self, like way back when I was like in ninth grade. But you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Lost my train of thought. All right. Anyways, I said I was going to explain the rules of the apartment, but I don't even remember what I was going to explain for the rules because I wasn't going to go through the basic rules because basic rules are normal basic rules of an apartment. So I forgot what I was exactly about to explain. Like the rules of the apartment. What is else to explain? It's a regular apartment. You're not supposed to be smoking and drinking. You can have pets. Washer and dryer, utilities, all of that is included in the rent. But again, I know that's not what I was gonna talk about, but if you want to know, that's what it is. But I also wanted to explain that this is my second time living in this apartment building. The first time I lived in it was when it was brand new in 2014. That's another reason why I had to like calm down on my stress and my anxiety with the things. So I'm like, oh yeah, this building is like literally like 11 years old. Like, you know what I'm saying? So really my apartment isn't that bad for it being like lived in for 11 years. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's not bad. I still don't understand how they stain the damn sink. My mom said probably just leaving water in there for too long. That's just nasty. It's just nasty. Like I don't even know how long you would have to leave it in. Because there's times I've left the water in the sink for like overnight, like a day and a half, and it still didn't do that. And that was times when I was sick or like, you know what I'm saying? Like there was something going on. Like that's not normal. That's the longest I've ever left like dishes in the sink or water in the sink or whatever in my life. So I don't understand how long they even had to leave it in there to actually leave that much of a stain in the sink. Unless if they were, I feel like they might have been purposely trying to mess up this apartment, or they were on drugs. If you see like the little burn holes and little scratches everywhere, I'm like, there must have been a drug addict that lived in here before me. But anyways, so besides the sink stains and like besides the stains in the apartment, I really don't think this apartment has been pretty well kept. Besides, for it to be 11 years, it's actually pretty well kept. Like there's like my floor is great. This room ain't got no issues. I need to tell them to fix the screen door. But yeah, everything else works perfect. Like everything else looks good. So that's why I don't think I'm gonna stop complaining so much because who knows where I could be. I could be rushing to move out and then I end up in a way worse situation. You know what I'm saying? I got central air now that the heat and the coolers and work. Hey, we just had a snowstorm. I've never edited this video. So we just had a snowstorm. Um it was cold. It was below freezing for a few days. So my power went out yesterday. So if you moving out, always get some type of lighting in case your power runs out. Especially if you're like during the colder months, because that's usually when it starts to get winter and the lights is crazy. But anyways, so I got this camping lights and I used them for the first time yesterday. As you can see, it's like pretty bright. I kind of want to do my video like this now. Ooh, okay. Let me see. Nope. All right. So, anyways, that's kind of tight. How y'all doing? But let me see. What was I saying? Get the camping lights. Always show up. I keep getting distracted because I was just watching a video of these like teenage boys in high school. They were like they're like bringing random objects to school, and one dude brought the camping lights. But this is definitely clutch to have in your house. And they're pretty bright too. Two of these in a room, that room was shining bright like the lights on. But anyways, I'm exaggerating, but you know. But anyway, oh yeah. So I was talking about how this is my second time living in the apartment. Woo! I got ADD for real. All right, so so we moved over here, and if y'all heard my whole story in my 27 years, so I moved here. We were living here. Me and my mom lived in that 2-bedroom apartment before I moved to Hawaii. This is the apartment building that we lived in that they ended up moving my mom from a 2-bedroom. They moved my mom to a 2-bedroom to a 1-bedroom across the street. But this is the one we lived in first. Like I said, we lived here when it was brand new. Like when it first opened, we were the first people in our apartment. My bathroom was so much bigger. I used to have, that's what I'm saying. Like, I thought that's part of the reason I wanted to move back into this apartment. I thought I was going to get like a big bathroom with drawers. And that's how my old bathroom was in the 2-bedroom. We both had really nice bathrooms. So I really thought I was going to end up with the same experience. You know what I'm saying? And all these apartments, like, you know what I'm saying? Last time we didn't have a problem with the washer and dryer being there, cool. My mom moved into her apartment that she has now and didn't have a problem with doing her washer and dryer, cool. So I didn't think I was gonna have a problem this time. This apartment has went straight to since we lived here. There's graffiti. It really feels like I'm back in the projects again. Like, how y'all got all these gentrification, all these white people here, and y'all make it look even more ghetto. I feel like hood people get on my nerves sometimes. Like, y'all don't be thinking, because I feel like they made it, because after it got gentrified, you could tell like there's some people who like really just trying to make it look more hood and more ghetto when they out there got gentrified. Like, this is still hood, don't forget. But I gotta live here, dog. I want to see scratches and ghetto-ness. Like, why can't we just live in something nice even though we live here, bruh? I'm an OG and y'all messing it up for the OG, man. But so like there's like graffiti in the elevator. It's so ghetto now. It's so ghetto compared to like when we first lived here. Everything was like so fancy. The stairs had songs and lights. It was so beautiful. Like, they were never worried about getting robbed. And now it feels like now this apartment is barely functioning. So yeah, so this is the second time I lived in this apartment building. I could see my old apartment from here. I miss that apartment, dog. I don't miss that room. That room was small. The closet was small. But I miss my bathroom for sure, man. I miss that bathroom for sure. But again, grateful for what we had. When the movers were moving my stuff, I mean, messed up because they didn't even let me know I needed a U-Haul or anything. So I had to spend the first hour of those people just getting the U-Haul because of their fault. And they're like, we probably did tell you. And I was like, mind you, that's the person I was talking to the first time was not English. And then the person I was talking to, like the lady, she's like, we did tell you, we have a record. I was like, I don't understand what he was saying. So I was like, either if y'all did tell me, I definitely didn't understand what he was saying. I ain't trying to be offensive, but nah, for sure. Because I for sure would not have them pull up just to be looking at me like, where's the car? Where's the truck at? Because apparently I didn't know like those movers were literally just the people. They didn't come with tools. They didn't come with the truck. They didn't come with nothing. They're just like, we're just like lending you like hands. Like, like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I was like tripping on them for a good hour. I was like, I'm not paying for that. Yeah, no, da-da-da-da. And they were calling me all day. Sometimes I was ignoring it. Sometimes, because they're like, we didn't connect payment. Da-da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, I'm not paying for the hour. Or like, you know, it's like we was arguing about it for a little bit. And then finally one of them was like, what about the hour? They're not going to pay me. I was like, they need to pay you. Like, you got to take it up with them. Because I'm not paying for an hour that I didn't even know I needed. You know what I'm saying? I gave him a little extra, but I think I gave him extra, honestly. I might have not. But I feel like I remember giving him a little extra because he was super helpful and I really did feel bad, but I was so broke. And I was like, y'all not paying, y'all not charging me for an hour that y'all didn't even move nothing. I literally just had to go get a U-Haul and bring it back, bring the U-Haul to y'all. Y'all not charging me for that hour because I didn't even know I had to do something like that. That's pathetic. Y'all should have at least had tools, something. Y'all need to do better as a company. But anyways, So yeah, I ended up not paying for that hour, baby. I did not pay for that hour. They was not gonna get that hour of money for me. There was gonna be one sad ass company. But anyway, so I already told you I had my washer and dryer. I didn't have a good washer and dryer for like I didn't have a working washer and dryer for a good month, not a good 2-3 months. All right, but anyway, so I'm just learning to say, understand that I'm blessed. Like I said, I could be homeless on the street right now. We just went through a whole weekend with it being below weather. I know there was people outside when I was walking home from work, cuddled up together. You know what I'm saying? So I could be one of those situations. I'm blessed enough to have family. I'm blessed enough to y'all see my fridge I showed my fridge I think twice now in the video, maybe once, but I mean like twice since it's been full. And my fridge ain't been empty since I lived in here. I was like, damn, I'm about to eat peanut butter jelly and noodles for 2 weeks, and I haven't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think like that first week was a little bit of a struggle, but I don't remember like only eating noodles and peanut butter and jelly. Like, I think I was eating like regular food, and then I might have threw like a noodle in there. But like, so I'm blessed enough that my fridge has never been empty. Since I moved in here, my fridge has not been empty. Even now, like I can literally walk to the refrigerator. I got too much food in this refrigerator. Let me go ahead and show you. I'm trying to get rid of the food. I got some menudo cooking right now. Watch. I ain't even lying. You think I'm lying? Do you think I'm playing? I got some menudo cooking right now. We got 43 minutes because it just started cooking. I gotta put these lights back, so that's why these boxes of cereals on the thing. But look, still got more Kool-Aid. I just made that Kool-Aid right now. 2 bags full of food. I got fast food and regular food. All the way to the back. Vegetables to the brim. I ended up using, remember I said, like, I don't know what that is. Still don't even know what that's. I think I had like just like the sour cream in there for a little bit, but now I put that one because I don't have no room in the fridge. I've been using this side for like drinks, and I got more condiments and stuff. I'm like, this is supposed to be like the update, like in the update. As you can see, I don't have like no room in this refrigerator. No room. And it's been like that. So I am blessed enough to have a full fridge. If you woke up, if you can open your fridge and even if you're not like craving what you see, if you got something to eat in the fridge, even if it's to make a sandwich or something, if you got something in the fridge, you got 2 pieces of bread and a peanut butter and a jelly, you blessed, baby. Some people don't even got that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like figure out a way to stop making so many meals, or you know what I'm saying. I decided I'm gonna just keep 3 meals in the refrigerator, which still keeps my fridge full. I like the full fridge look, as long as it's like refrigerating. I was gonna say freezing well, but can a refrigerator freeze? I don't even know. I'm tired, y'all, but that's what I have to say is keep your blessings. Like I said, I mean, not count your blessings, but just be grateful for what you have. I have a 1-bedroom apartment. I got TV. My internet paid every month. I ain't had 1 month that I was worried about paying the internet. I had 1 month because when I was transitioning, that was like a little weird, but I still pay. I didn't get behind on no bills. I don't owe no internet company no money. My phone bill always paid every month. I got Roku, so I'm watching Netflix, Paramount, Hulu, all that, HBO, YouTube, all that is on my, you know what I'm saying? I'm blessed to have that. I'm blessed to have a working washer and dryer for months. You know what I'm saying? I got drinks that is not just like water up in here. And I got water bottles so I can actually hydrate myself. You know what I'm saying? I got a shower to keep myself clean. Food to eat, a bed to sleep on. Feel me? Like, I was like, I really have been ungrateful these last 6 months. And that's one thing that I've been watching more. I've been subscribed to Maya Graves and Chloe Yasmin for years. But that's when I started like rewatching them again. I used to catch a video here and there, but I started like